true Titan.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, the artwork was created before the title. I was just talking to Chuck Billy, our singer, about. I heard him in an interview, and usually you think of a title, and then you write a song, or you come up with the album cover. That's what happened with, for example, Souls of Black was the title. We liked the title. This time, our artist came up with that cover, and it was hard to think of a title. So the title was created just to fit what's happening on the cover. It's these titans, and they are creating, and then that fits because we are creators.
Okay. And Night of the Witch is the first single.
Mm-hmm.
This song shows another page of Testament with electronic change.
Mm-hmm.
How has this surprise worked?
Yeah, I think every album is different, and I think with a band like Testament, you don't want to be too different. Like, it would be very strange if we were to bring in, say, turntable and a DJ. That would be strange. That would be too different. But there's a little bit of space to be different, and this was one of the ways that we were able to be different, was to have him sing on a part of the song. And he has a black metal voice, and he's done his own black metal music. So it really, and some of the music sounds similar. So in some ways it's not that much of a stretch. But just to have a different voice than Chuck's on there is different. But it seems to work. People like it. People like the sound.
Titan of Creation is fast and very fast. That's something that's supposed to be there with many hooks. The magic element is to play aggressive music with a melody that is remembered and focused.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to have hooks. We don't try. I wouldn't say that's the most important thing. The most important thing is just to have energy. And another thing about this type of music, it's more about riffs than hooks. So if you have a great riff, it's okay if the vocals don't have a hook, but it's better if there is. Yeah.
That is better than the voice.
Yeah, if you can find a hook, it's better. It's better for the crowd. Because the crowd, when they come to the concert, they can sing. But if sometimes you'll have parts where it's hard to come up with a hook, and but if it's a great riff, then that's okay. But on this record, we ended up with mostly like really strong riffs and hook.
Okay. Despite being a broad lead counts and growing of the band of the members, we have our mind tonight that full essence. What is the secret of Nevolution, that the quality line of the band?
What is the secret of?
The secret of Nevolution, the line of the band.
Oh, well, I think part of it is, the band was started by Eric at Peterson, and he has a very distinctive rhythm sound, and he's been there the whole time. He's the only one that has been there the whole time. Every other position has changed. When I first joined the band, Chuck was not there. And now Chuck is still there, but everybody else is different. And I was different for a while. I had a period where I wasn't in the band. So, but he's been there all along. So, I think just him being such a big part of creating the sound from the beginning that helps keep the sound now.
So everybody who arrives did more or less the same that
Yeah, everybody who arrives fits in, and it sounds very different. For example, with Gene Hoglan on drums versus any of the other drummers, but it still sounds like Testament. I am told that I have a very distinct guitar sound, especially with solos and melodies, but I make it work with Testament. I can't, none of us want to have it change the whole sound of the band. You can change it a little bit, but still have it sound like the band.
more or less.
Yeah, you can change your personality, but still have it sound like the band. I think if
The essence is the same. But
the essence is the same, yeah.
Okay.
I think if Eric wasn't there, it would sound very, very different.
There seems to be a resurgence of thrash metal, but based on classic bands like death metal, death metal, Overkill. What happened on the scene have not born new bands and continue super in the trend?
Well, I think the timing was interesting because it was a very kind of underground fringe movement when it first began, and since then, you have the biggest band associated with the style is Metallica, who evolved into this giant worldwide band that known to many type of people, many types of music fans. But even other bands under them, such as Slayer, which was considered extreme at one time, is still a very, very known band. And those few reached this level that none of the rest of us reached. But I think in a way it helped because when most of these bands you mentioned had lineup changes, or they stopped for a while, and then they all restarted. Within the years, like basically the new century, after 2000, they all started up again. With no real plans, just to see where it went. And all of them have had sort of what we call the second act. And the lineups are different. They're different. The lineup. Sometimes they've changed a few times. Exodus has changed lineups a few times. They've changed singers a few times. Death Angel never changed singers, but they had a period where they just weren't a band. And I think once they got back together, there was more appreciation of the music than there used to be. And I think there are some very big bands that grew up on this music, that like this music. Bands like Slipknot, for example, that just, they know all their fans, and they became a very big band. And there are other bands like that. Even Dave Grohl is a big metalhead. So you not only have these now mainstream artists that appreciate the music, but you have younger fans that have come up. They've learned to appreciate the music. So now there's just a much better environment for all the bands than there used to be. And you also have these festivals, these great festivals. We were in Barcelona last year. I think it was Barcelona Rocks, and we played with they're very different types of bands, Dream Theater, Def Leppard, but still it worked out great, and we're all friends, and some of those audiences come to hear us, and it's a different crowd, but they appreciate it. And then every country has all these festivals, and it didn't used to be like that. There would be occasional festivals. Usually Germany really got a head start with the festival, and also the UK, which Download it used to be called Donington. But still, that was rare. And now, just every year, there's tons of that. So it's it's a very different environment now. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Did you ever consider that you, like a musician, to go to another territory to increase your success in stadiums or something similar, a big festival or a big audience, like at the beginning of the
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. No, I just think it would have been too, there's some bands that can do that. But then there's bands that, I saw a lot of bands fail at that too. I remember, a great, still a band, they're still going, Y&T, that at one time they were, all over the radio, and it was just great hard rock. They were, they were over Metallica. They played at this famous concert with Scorpions and Metallica called the Day on the Green, and they were above Metallica, and they looked like they would continue to grow like Metallica, except they were even more accessible. But then they changed their sound, and they really tried to get played on the radio, and just made it very commercial and it didn't sound like, it was hard to listen to. And so I think you can make that mistake. And then I think Metallica did it very well, because when they came out with the Black Album, Enter Sandman, it still had that sound and that intensity of the earlier music. It was just slower, and it opened up for a bigger audience. It was maybe easier to listen to. But they did it well, and I think just every group is different. I think Testament is not good at making plans. So Testament's just going to sound like Testament no matter what. That's it. Okay. Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, this is Alex.
I'm Chuck
From Testament.
Guess what? Tomorrow, the Landis Rock Festival. That's right. It's tomorrow. You guys better come check it out. It's going to be awesome.
Don't miss it.